Hi folks, welcome to your latest Planning Outlook. This updated on Friday evening the 9th of October. It's an overriding theme of being rather chilly throughout the week ahead, with higher Scottish mountains staying near or below freezing point much of the time. Some overnight frost in many valleys and glens across the British Isles. We'll see some rain around on Monday, which looks like being the poorest of the days, with some snow on the higher mountains mixed in, but the rest of the week shows some signs of drier conditions, at least for a time, although there are some complications as the week progresses. Let's see what we can make out of it then. Fairly straightforward at first. Brisk northwesterly winds and a chilly fields things on Saturday. We've got some showers coming down from the northwest again. These are some snow and some hail, and locally frequent across north and western Scotland, and coming in off the Irish Sea into Wales and some Pennine areas as well. If we run the sequence through the day, you'll see how there's quite a band likely to come in across into the Peak District and the southern Pennines early on, and all those showers draped around the north and west of Scotland and Wales as mentioned. There'll be a sequence of showers that continues to run in towards Pennine areas, and it may be that the Lake District and further into the central Pennines starts to see a few bands getting going as we head onwards through Saturday afternoon. Pretty extensive showers scattered across Wales and moving a bit further south and east across the Highlands as well, but the furthest southeast you go in the Highlands, the better chance you've got of just one or two scattered showers, but still the odd one on the heavy side. They'll tend to fade out into the evening, and showers mostly just draped around some of the coasts, where they'll still come inland at times on the northerly wind toward the Cairngorms, towards Snowdonia, so still some dustings of snow and some hail will be accumulating on those very highest tops. Still some showers around on Sunday morning, but you'll see how there's fewer of them on the whole, and they'll tend to fade out as pressure begins to build as Sunday goes on. There's Sunday's chart, that northerly wind that is around with those showers just locally at first, the ridge of high pressure building from the west, the wind then dropping through the day. Still temperatures on the chilly side, but will rise a degree or so through Sunday daytime. The next front starting to edge their way in from the Atlantic, that's Monday's weather just starting to arrive, some high cloud building, and it may just be that that cloud begins to thicken a bit further around westernmost regions later on in the day. Some rain and some snow on the Munros in Scotland will be around overnight Sunday into Monday, and the dregs of this front are just going to be quite a slow-moving feature as we go through the daytime. It may be that things just begin to break up, but it's a general zone of dampness and low cloud that are likely to be in place for much of the day, tending just to improve a bit from the west across the Highlands. One or two showers may just follow, but it might just be a struggle to get those cloud bases to lift through the day. Temperature-wise, still on the cool side and feeling rather unpleasantly cool even at lower levels underneath the cloud and the rain. Winds quite variable, they may just strengthen as a northwesterly for a time. It all becomes quite complicated as that frontal system drags its way southwards later Monday into Tuesday. By the time we get to the middle of Tuesday, the wind flow has turned round more northeasterly, and the centre of that low is somewhere toward the Low Countries, a tangle of a front still lurking around across England and Wales, which may again lead to a rather cool, damp and murky sort of day here, just depending how quickly the whole thing is dragging its way southwards. One or two showers feeding in off the North Sea to eastern hills in Scotland, and maybe into the far north of the Pennines too, as that improving situation just tends to come down from the north with time through the day. Western Scotland looks like the best place to be overall, with shelter from that northeasterly wind. It's a chilly day, but quite a clear one, with good cloud breaks likely and some sunshine. High pressure just starting to build then out to the west and the north. And that's where we get to by the middle of the week. We've still got a chilly northeasterly wind likely across Wales and the southernmost Pennines, where one or two local showers may drift inland from the North Sea, but with high pressure established further north, it's lighter winds, it's essentially a dry story, and the very clear air is back around again, so the idea of being plenty of sunshine around. Temperatures still on the chilly side, and overnight frost will be likely to start the day on Wednesday across much of the Highlands. So things trying to settle down through the middle of the week. It becomes a rather complicated weather situation though through midweek and beyond. What's likely to happen is that high pressure is situated towards the north, but we've got a couple of zones of low pressure which exist towards our south across Central Europe and further out over the Atlantic to the south of Greenland, and many of the forecasting models have different answers in terms of what happens to these areas of low pressure. The likely outcome, one way or the other, is that lows will lie somewhere south and southwest of Britain, whilst high pressure ends up towards the north and northeast. So a prevailing easterly wind is the outcome from that. The greatest risk of some showers or maybe some rain at times across the southernmost parts of the British Isles, depending whether this little low spins itself up completely towards the southwest. Greatest chance of staying dry with good cloud breaks and some sunshine toward the northwest. Western Scotland doing very well with that shelter with the easterly breeze and under fairly high pressure. As we head towards next weekend, the difficulty really is just to what extent that low develops or hangs around towards the south of Britain and how much its extent pushes northwards across the country in terms of whether Scotland starts to drag in any low cloud and some patchy rain, let's say off the North Sea. It might not happen. It might be that the high very much stays around. One way or the other, though, it's still most likely the high stays to the north, so an easterly drift is the prevailing pattern that we're expecting. Doesn't look as though anything particularly at this stage is coming in off the Atlantic. Quite a slow-moving weather situation and not one to try and get too clever with the detail at this stage. We shall see how that unfolds as we go forwards, but I'll leave you with that for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.